Hello everyone, my name is Victoire Satto. I am the co-founder of The Good Goods, the first French media on sustainable fashion, and host of the podcast Onward Fashion. And today it's an honor for me to moderate this panel on the NFTs and their role in circularity and the secondhand market. So circularity is nothing new in fashion nor luxury, but both pandemic and climate change have changed and accelerated the massification of a digitalized offer, and brand needs to secure and enhance the market by advanced tech solution. This is exactly what we're going to talk about today with my two guests, Pierre-Nicolas Hurstel. Hi.
Hello, Victoire.
And Felix Winckler.
Hi.
Would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Sure, thank you very much. So my name is Pierre-Nicolas Hurstel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Arianee. We are the leading NFT platform for luxury and fashion brands.
And Felix Winckler. I'm the co-founder of Reflaunt, and our business help fashion brands and retailers to get into the second-hand trade.
Good. So let's start with a few key numbers. In 2019, second-hand items represented 7% of our wardrobes. In 2029, it's supposed to reach 17%, and it's an estimated $40 billion market, growing off 20% per year. So the first question goes to you both. Why should brands get involved in the resale of their own products?
Yeah, I might take this one. But as you just mentioned, the second-hand market is not what it used to be. Today, a lot of people are very accustomed to resell their goods. Buying vintage is cool. And so getting into the second-hand trade for fashion brands is basically serving their customers. And beyond that, it's about doing something positive, changing consumption habits, and including resale in the customer journey is about including positive consumption into their model. The other thing that I would like to add is obviously it's a real financial opportunity for retailers to get involved into this business. For a long time, brands were eager to say, the second-hand market is a great market. We don't have any control on it. Well, getting into the second-hand trade is about taking back control of this market.
Good. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, no, obviously there's an ethical position and moral position as a brand to push for the idea that their goods are long, that they can be worn in many lives, and that they can be used during a very long time. So that's important for brands to position themselves in this field and to create goods that can handle it, okay? So, which is another part maybe we'll touch on later. But there's also a question of convenience and trust. Today, reselling a good, finding the information about it, taking a picture, where do you start, on which platform? Brands have an opportunity to facilitate this journey and to make it seamless. So that's the convenience part. And then the trust. You see so many things everywhere. What's true, what's not, what is a genuine product, what it's not. Can I trust the marketplace? So bringing trust into this journey is very important for brands. And I think that if they bring trust and convenience, then they have access to the potential business that can come with it. And, at some point they've produced something that's going to have another life. Maybe there's value that can be generated for customers, but for them as well.
Pierre-Nicolas, I think we should start with the basics. Through an NFT, Arianee offers the possibility to really ensure traceability and also an exclusive journey for a customer and full authenticity. You could first explain what the NFT is, a non-fungible token.
Yes, an NFT is a non-fungible token, which means that basically it is a piece of digital value that can be scarce or unique and that someone can truly own. So you spoke about traceability. It's a great way to give a digital life to something that is in the physical world. You have a garment, a watch, a bag in the physical life, and then you're going to create its representation in the digital world, and this representation is going to be an NFT. And the same way that you're going to own this garment, you're going to own this NFT, which means that it doesn't live in anyone's database. It is really on your phone. And with this, you're going to be able to access digital services just because now your product is a component of the internet.
So can you go a bit more on the information that can be encrypted on that token? Is it like information regarding the production, but also the second life, the third life? And can this be, for example, storytelling elements to enrich it?
Yeah, absolutely. So just a simple but technical element about the token itself. An NFT is a combination of two things. A content file that is going to live and it's going to be stored on a server, and an imprint on a blockchain where there's no content. And the imprint basically guarantees the trust you can put in the information that is in the content file. And in this content file, you can put as many details as you want. You can tell the story of the garment, explain how you should care about it. You can go, put medias and photos and pictures and 3D 3D elements, everything that you want. So that's what you can put in the content file. And then you can have actions on this NFT. You can timestamp it, for example. When you receive it, a timestamp is going to be placed on the NFT to define the moment when you became an owner. If you make a repair, you can be able to timestamp this repair and make this traceability of the life of the product journey transparent and auditable by anyone. And when there's a transfer of ownership, if you ever resell your product, which is the point of our conversation, this transfer of ownership is also going to be timestamped within the token. So I would say there are two kinds of informations: the informations that the brands are going to put by themselves, and then the informations that are going to be added to the life of the token. Now, when you look at how the product has been made, you pretty much have two approaches. The first one is a declarative approach, where the brand is going to tell to their customers the way they've produced and manufactured their product and how, which materials, etc., which is, in some cases, you could wonder if you can trust this information. And then you can connect that, and then there's the alternative where you can connect the NFT to a track and trace solution that could also be on a blockchain with the guarantee that all the informations that have been placed here are actually genuine. And that's the demonstration we've made with IBM. We've connected our NFTs to their track and trace solution, which is the leading track and trace platform for goods. They've started in the food industry, where obviously there are, regulatory and health constraints that require a lot of trust in the way products are made and the capability to trace them and identify problems. And so we've used this extremely robust blockchain-based track and trace solution by IBM to guarantee that the informations that are in the NFT about the traceability are actually informations you can trust. And
this also means, if I understand well, that on the resale market, you can get rid of a third party, a human third party, to ensure the authenticity of the product, such as what you have, for example, right now on platform like Vestiaire Collective. There is a human intervention when you want to be sure that the product you buy is actually a real one.
I'm not sure we can completely get rid of human intervention. I think we can lower the cost and risks associated to the authentication of products on second-hand platforms. You can when you have a product and the NFT that comes with it, there's more trust from the marketplace when you come with this product to resell it. It's easier to check if it's authentic. So probably the marketplaces are going to lower their cost on this. They're going to reduce their risk to be in front of a counterfeited good. But I think you still have to check. You still have to, if there's an NFC chip, to see if there's a good correspondence. If there's just a serial number, like on a watch, you need to check. Sometimes there are several serial numbers. So I would not say that you can completely read on expensive products. I don't think you can completely get rid of human interaction. Below a certain level of price, I think it's possible.
And as a customer, if I have several, NFTs and digital twins products, in what kind of environment can I see all my multiple brands assets?
That's a very good question, because having digital value is one thing, storing it and interacting with it is another. To do that, you need what it's called a wallet. It's a kind of a digital safe. And today, wallets are not everywhere. So these wallets are going to be provided either by platforms like us or by brands generating NFTs. But sooner than later, you see wallets popping up everywhere. Now there's a wallet in your PayPal app. Soon there's going to be a wallet in your WhatsApp app and your WeChat app, maybe in the Apple Wallet itself. So with crypto and NFTs and digital value generalizing, we're going to see wallets becoming part of our day-to-day digital life. And this is going to become much easier in the next couple months or years to basically, in a way, create a digital wardrobe with your NFTs within a wallet.
For everyone to be clear with what we talk about, I suggest we see a short video, an example of a digital passport right now.
Great.
So with NFTs, we have a tech offering traceability, authenticity, and exclusivity for secondhand products. Now, Felix, we need a platform to sell that product, to resell it, and maybe a third or fourth time on the worldwide internet, on many different resale platforms. And I think that is exactly what Reflaunt do. Can you explain us?
Yeah, exactly. So the product could be sold by a retailer on their platform, which is an angle that we propose, but retailers could also take out of the equation the reselling bit and leave it to the market. And what we've built is a multi-channel manager that allows basically customers to list their products simultaneously on a global network of existing secondhand marketplaces. So we're connected through a system of APIs with virtually pretty much all of the secondhand marketplaces around the world. So in the US, Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia. And with that, basically, you're capable of increasing your chance of selling the products. So what we provide to retailers is this bit, to facilitate sell-through, but also the interface to manage the resale service. And this could be a white label environment, so a mobile web app. This could be an integration on the retailer's website. We have a set of options for retailers to choose from, and different level of services as well. So it could be a peer-to-peer approach, or a consignment model, or a buyback program, for example.
So this is customizable as a tool, but how do you respect the brand identity?
Exactly. So because it's customizable, it's all about allowing brands to maintain the standards of the identity of the brand. So the onboarding process is actually very straightforward. We've got, as I said, different customer journey, different options with different emails associated to it, different pop-ups. We give these elements to the brand, and then they can adjust the font, the wording, the look and feel of that customer journey to really integrate it into their brand identity.
So this service can be used by any type of brand, not exclusively high-end products or luxury brands, right?
True. I'll put a caveat to this. The reality of the second-hand market is that mostly luxury brands or luxury products are the ones that you will find on the second-hand market. Having said that, there is demand also for affordable luxury, high street brands. We work with brands like COS or H&M. And what we're looking to do now is including what we call upcycling. So for any item that we can't resell because of price point or because of condition, we want to still be able to give them a second life through an upcycling donation model. And so with that, we're capable of capturing the entire sort of spectrum of the fashion industry.
So as a customer, if I want to resell my product with the Reflaunt solution, but without knowing that it's actually in collaboration with the brand, what does it look like in practice? Is it like a special dashboard? Is it like a Vinted? Is it more, I don't know, a special section on a website?
Yeah, so there are several ways you can resell through our interface. One could be through a standalone web environment. This is what we're doing with COS or H&M, for example, and that's a bit like a Vinted dedicated to the brand. It could be an integration on the website. This is what we're doing with our Arianee and Bash, where basically you log into on the website, on the Bash website, into the My Account section, and there you'll find your digital wardrobe. And you'll see there all your past purchases, and under each item you'll find a little button that allows you to resell the item. When you click on it, you're going to launch a set of pop-ups to upload pictures, to tell us about the condition of the item, to set a price. The advantage of this approach is that we're sourcing all the product descriptive directly from the brand's database. So you don't need to write anything. You don't need to remember the name of the product, the material, and so forth. All of this is sourced directly from the brand's database. And then once we have the product descriptive set with the price and your pictures, we'll broadcast that product on our network of marketplaces. So that's another use case. The last one would be what we call the VIP concierge service, which is something that we do with Balenciaga or RV Nichols in the UK, where basically it's a white label interface that allows you to organize either a drop-off in store or a pickup from your home.
All right. And as a brand, if, for example, the sale goes from one peer to another, how do you manage the end-to-end, customer service? Who does the logistics, etc.? Is it Reflaunt or the brand? Both?
Yes, we take care of the customer service. So the idea is really to facilitate the integration of this service for the brand. So we want to make it pain-free, make the service completely out of the hands of the brand, so they don't have to stress about the management of that service. So we take care of the customer support. For the logistics, we rely on the DHL, DPDs of Chronopost in France to manage the logistics. And for the VIP service, we've got a partner company who handles the collections.
Right. Customers are rewarded with credit, right, when the resale is done. With your experience, how likely are they to spend that money, that virtual money, on the same brand?
That's the very exciting insight from the implementation of our model. Basically, one of the selling point for the customers to resell through the brand is that we're going to tell you either you get paid an amount in cash or you get a higher return in store credit. And we've seen that a vast majority of customers choose store credit. So it's about 75%. And if it's a multi-brand retailers, it's even higher. And so this is, for brands, a really exciting prospect as well, because it's a new source of cash flow, basically.
All right. So we've got on one side Reflaunt offering the possibility for brands to enter the secondhand market without having to deal with the complexity of the technology associated. And on one side, Arianee offering the traceability and authenticity of the product. I suggest we see a concrete case. You both work with the brand Bash. Maybe we can launch the video.
Qu'est-ce que t'en penses, Smoky? Aki! He did send me flowers instead, so... D'accord. That'd be awesome.
So as we see, these two solutions offer brands the possibility to never lose connection with the customer, the second customer, the third customer. Is this any way these techs, very digital tools, can help them to bring the attention back to physical shops? You mentioned the VIP service. Are there any other options?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of keeping the connection is really important. We're called Arianee in reference to the Ariane link, you know, in the Greek mythology. It's a direct and permanent link that we want to create between brands and creators and their communities. So the possibility to have this NFT that is transferred from one owner to the other, offering this new owner the possibility to be connected with the brand as he wish and respecting his privacy and his personal data is at the heart of our value proposition. It's really what we want to allow and unlock for the final consumer, but also for the brand. And then there are many ways, you know, to bring that back to physical or digital properties. You know, you want this new customer to come back to the brand, and the message that the brand is giving with this NFT service, in a way, is to tell this buyer on the second-hand market, you're part of the community. Wherever you bought my product, whether it is new or it had a first life, you're a customer of ours, and we welcome you to come to our store or to come back to our website. Maybe you'll get also an incentive to enter into a first-hand purchase. Maybe
special event.
A special event. Maybe we can welcome you in the store to check on the state of your good and maybe help you repair it or get a leather spa for a leather good, for example, or a revision for a watch. So it's all about the marketing creativity of the brands and how they're going to use all of this to create engagement loops with their customers. The technology is one thing, but that's the story and the activation that brands are going to build that are really going to bring the value and for the customers and for them.
Felix, you want to add something about that?
No, I think Pierre-Nicolas is really right on that point. There's not many opportunities in the classic customer journey to re-engage with customers post-sales. You sell a product and then the customer disappears, and the general use case is you send newsletters or adverts about the new products, etc. I think both our services is about re-engaging with customers with a positive angle, whether it's through a repair, offering a service for resale, or sharing the ownership to new customers. It's a real opportunity in that respect for retailers, I believe.
So it seems to be a good way to reach more and more customers and also to increase the link in between the brand and your customers. But are there any new business model identified? How do we make money out of these technologies?
Yeah, I think new business models are really going to emerge. I'd like to bring some thoughts on this on the table. We've touched earlier on one of the biggest challenges of marketplaces, which is the authentication of goods. One of their main other challenges is to access the good inventory. How do you make sure that buyers, second-hand buyers, access the products that they wish to have, that they are looking for? And with connected systems like what the infrastructure we're collectively building, there's a way to go from push to pull and to have second-hand buyers calling for some products, marketplaces calling for some products, and reward the people who will sell them, reach them and reward them for selling them. So
it's a really interesting point. We've been in this secondhand business for quite a while. Before Reflaunt, my business partner was running our own secondhand marketplace. And one of the issues that we were trying to solve originally was the question of supply. Like a lot of marketplaces have team dedicated to sourcing inventory. Yeah. And so what Pierre-Nicolas is highlighting is like, who knows, maybe you've got items in your wardrobe that are really demanded and you don't know about it. And so if everything is connected, well, suddenly the dynamic in the market become completely different.
Brands and first-hand buyers will be rewarded in cash for supplying their garments on the second-hand market. And then there's another one that is really important, is the royalty system. That's what we see now in the NFT world. You can put in the smart contract how much the brand or the creator is going to get for every second or third sale. It's upfront, it's clear when you buy the product, and it's automatically generated at each transaction. Tomorrow, brands will say, I'll get a cut when you will sell it. And maybe it's 2%, maybe it's 10%. It's clear, you know it, and the brand is in the loop of the business model for the future.
Indeed, it seems to me that it's also a good way for brands to enter a smooth way to enter a circular economic model, which is the future. And it also pushes them to create more sustainable, more durable product in terms of quality in order to be, resell over and over again.
Absolutely. That's very true. If resell is really generalized and become, an essential part of the customer journey, well, then customers will shift from buying disposable, cheap item and will focus more on products that retain value. They will look after them because they know that, if you can resell them, ultimately you want to keep your products in good state. So it will definitely transform the way we consume fashion.
I just want to say to the audience that we have a few minutes left, for questions. So do not hesitate to interact with us in the chat. I have another one for you. In the collective imagination, there is a significant complexity associated with the blockchain, with all the tools that we just mentioned. And I think both for consumers and brands, actually. So to you, how does a brand, support this change? How are they supposed to communicate about it? How do they educate the customers?
Yeah, I mean, it's the early days of blockchain, and I'm sure that in the early days of cars, people always ask many questions about how the engine works. Now you buy a car, no one is able to explain to you how the engine works. I'm sure it's the same for gaming. Who knows how a graphical card works? You buy a game, you play, you don't ask what happens in the heart of the computer. We are in the early days of blockchain, so the first thing we have to explain is how the engine works, and no one cares. We should just focus on what it does. And I think when this is going to become a little bit more mainstream, we won't have to focus so much on the technicalities of the technology. Then the role of platforms like ours is really to create the abstraction of the lower layers of the technology that is the blockchain and offer tools, apps, whether they are software as a service apps for brands to include in their information systems, or final consumer apps, web apps and mobile apps that just make it easy to interact with this technology. So that's pretty much what we do, making everyone forget about the engine and enjoy the car.
Do you confirm, Felix?
I think it's a very good analogy.
Right. I think we're all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Felix.